pasta.
All the beige foods.
Yeah.
When they're young boys and they're burning loads of energy, they need more protein. And when you think, oh, they're just getting a slice of pizza, it is disappointing.
Ever since Jamie Oliver's crusade against the turkey Twizzler, school meals have been a big political issue. And these warnings around cost mean that is set to continue. Jim Connolly, BBC News, Leeds.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because, you know, like that gentleman just said, you know, they probably need a variety of vegetables, protein, but actually pizza is the thing that all the kids probably want.
Yeah, you can provide one thing, but will they eat it? Yeah, big question.
Now, it's 26 minutes past 6, and coming up on the programme, 18 months after 9 wrongly accused former sub-postmasters sat on this sofa to tell us their stories, they're back to give us their reaction to the government's plan to expand the compensation for victims.
Postmasters and others suffered the trauma of criminal prosecution, conviction and punishment. And for some, punishment meant lengthy periods of imprisonment. I received reports that some people held liable for shortfalls became ill as a consequence. Tragically, I heard too of people of whom it is said that they were driven to take their own lives.
Well, the initial report from the inquiry said that there was a disastrous impact on those who were wrongly prosecuted. We'll speak to some of them. They'll join us here on the sofa at 8:30 this morning in a Post Office special programme.
But now it's time to get the news, the travel and the weather where you're waking up this morning. Save courts from collapse and get rid of juries in thousands of trials. A former judge publishes a review into the backlog in criminal courts in England and Wales.
Smaller portions, cheaper ingredients and less meat. School caterers say government funding for free school meals in England is failing to keep up with rising costs.
The end of the line for Cam Norrie at Wimbledon as British hopes are ended in the singles for another year as Carlos Alcaraz marches on.
And when the darts took over Hyde Park with the help from a few celebrity friends.
I mean, when you're speaking to the pros and they're telling me, like, it's a bit windy out there, you've got to be like this, you've got to do this, I'm thinking, I just want to hit the ball.
I love all the details. Coming up.
Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday, it's the 9th of July.
Called for a deeper alliance between both countries to combat terrorism, organised crime and irregular migration.
The glamour of the white tie and tiaras state banquet at Windsor Castle. Back with the royal party, the Princess of Wales. Her cancer treatment meant that this was her first state banquet since 2023.
Oh, Seigneur Dieu.
The King addressed guests in French and English.
Today, our two countries face a multitude of more complex threats, emanating from multiple directions. No fortress can protect us against them this time. Instead, the answer lies in partnership, and we, France and Britain, must help to lead the way.
Your Majesties.
And from President Macron, a similar message of unity.
When our common sense and sensibility overcome our pride and prejudice, we are unstoppable.
Today, the mood was friendly amid the formalities for a visit designed to strengthen the ties between the UK and France, hosting its first state visit in more than a decade. And in the castle quadrangle, the full ceremonial show. Mr. Emmanuel Macron addressed MPs and peers of supporting Ukraine, of wanting a ceasefire in Gaza, together, especially on migration, privately. Laying a wreath at the burial place of Queen Elizabeth II, the days ahead will focus on the diplomacy and the tough political challenges that need solutions.
Time now, 24 minutes to 7. Let's talk to John and Wimbledon. Morning.
Yes, good morning both. Can anyone stop Carlos Alcaraz? That is the question this morning. Yes, good morning. British hopes in the men's Wimbledon singles are over. Andy Swiss reports now.
They arrived with such hope. The British fans and, of course, Cameron Norrie.
How you feeling, Cam?
Yeah, all good. Alcaraz amid huge anticipation. Could the Briton find a way back? Well, there were glimpses of his best.
Beautifully
as he tried to gee up the home fans. But it was all to no avail. Victory for Alcaraz in just over an hour and a half, and for Norrie simply a step too far, outclassed and out of Wimbledon. As for Cameron Norrie, well, it's been some run here, but Britain's hopes in the men's and women's singles are now over.
She's being nice.
She's being nice. I'm going to shut up with the weather. We'll leave it to the expert.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, London's Hyde Park is perhaps better known for its summer concerts, welcoming singers like Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter. But last night, it hosted the darts.
Yes, professional players Luke Littler, Nathan Aspinall and Fallon Sherrock went head-to-head on the outdoor darts stage. Our reporter Tim Muffet was there.
It's a far cry from a dark, dingy pub.
I think it's amazing, the sun's shining.
Very lively. I don't normally like darts, but this is a lot more fun.
Park this summer. Last night, it hosted some of the biggest names in darts.
It's really good.
World champion, MBE, and still just 18.
Partly because of you. Yeah, it's been crazy ever since my first World Championships, and it's continued for myself to get even bigger.
Obviously, you see the young girls and the women coming through now, and then obviously since Luke, you see the other young kids coming on, and so many people just taking up darts now. Like, it's an absolute change from what it was a few years back.
This is a huge event, not somewhere you'd expect to see darts being played. But let's not forget, the popularity of this sport has taken people by surprise.
As professionals taking each other on, celebrities were also invited up to the Yockey.
Not quite 180, Ollie, but not bad. Better than I could do. How are you feeling ahead of this match?
You know what? Feeling all right, actually. I'm used to being in front of crowds. But yeah, throwing darts is not my specialty. I mean, when you're speaking to the pros and they're telling me, like, it's a bit windy out there, you've got to be like this, you've got to do this, I'm thinking, I just want to hit the ball.
23. For the professionals, it was a chance to do battle in unusual conditions. Became the first ever winner of the Hyde Park Darts Championships. A tournament like no other. A sport enjoying its time in the sun.